Welcome to the What's Going On podcast.
What's going on?
Please note that the views and opinions expressed in this podcast are those of the host and guest and do not reflect those of our sponsors. This show is for informational and entertainment purposes only and should not be considered professional advice.
Take that.
Listener discretion is advised.
Yo, it's your boy Ninja. This is your boy HP Early and this is
What's Going On podcast.
What's Going On. And thank you. And we're back again. We did pod last week, right? Because I know sometimes we did. Okay, we did pod last week. Okay, cool.
Yep.
Yeah, we got some interesting topics today. Just real quick, I wanted to let you guys know what we're talking about. So if you wanted to hang on and listen, you can. If not, you can fast forward. We'll be talking about B. Simone crying that she shops at H&M, she said?
Well, she can't shop at Bloomingdale's anymore.
She can't shop at Bloomingdale anymore or whatever. So I guess her money ain't right. We're going to talk about villains, and are they really villains? Kind of, like
they're definitely villains. Which is, do you understand the method to the madness? That's what we want to discuss.
Right? Can you wear their shoes and understand where they're coming from when they do the shit they do? Okay.
Yes.
So we're gonna be talking about that. We're gonna talk about Marvel's Invasion, the game that's coming out, which looks really fucking dope. And we're gonna talk about Trump cursing out Israel and Iran, which is probably gonna be my favorite one. But before we get into anything, and if this video goes over, we will split it in two. We've been doing that lately just so we can have more content and the algorithm is in our favor. So if you are looking for a topic, it's probably be on a second video that I'll post up later in the week. But Early Bird.
Yes, sir.
How you doing, my friend? How was your week?
Man, I'm good, bro. I am good. I have no complaints, man.
I mean, you never do. I mean, I don't want to say complaints. I know last week you had a couple concerns about things, but it never really something like it's like, oh God, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But that's good.
If it's not like, I got bad news from the doctor, or my car caught on fire or on the side of the road or something like that, like something major, I don't really consider it like a problem or a complaint. You know what I'm saying? Because everybody has like they everyday struggles of life. You know what I'm saying? So if I ask you, no, bro, how you doing? And it's always the kids. I feel like that's like everyday stuff that you have to deal with life. You know, and that's something that everybody has to deal with. So it's not nothing really that it's not really like, that's what you. That's what you concerned.
That's every day. That's like you complaining you got to tie your shoe every day. Like you wear sneakers and shoelaces. Like that's what you got to do. Well, I think nowadays people don't. I think people don't get they don't understand the difference between a complaint or a struggle and an everyday thing. You know what I'm saying? Like if you have to work every day, you complain about work. That's just something you got to do. That's not really. Like you're lucky you got a job in some cases because you could be a lot worse. So like everybody, like they always said, somebody else is doing way worse than you. Even at your worst. So it's like, I mean, you gotta take it day by day. So I don't know.
But when the storm came, we had to get some work done to the roof. But the guys, when they did the roof, they didn't do it all the way right.
Right.
Like the major stuff, they did like a good job on it, but certain things like the, because like the shingles is hanging over, and there's like some metal, that goes up against the house. They didn't really nail it down. Like they put nail here and then a nail on the other end, so like the middle is kind of like bulged out. So we had to get up there and nail it down ourselves yesterday. So
so motherfuckers doing half-ass shit.
Yeah, man.
But that's what that was.
But thank goodness it was an easy fix. Just went and bought like some finishing nails, spent like $3 on them. And tacked it down. I mean, but we're good.
It's never the work. It's always like it's working behind somebody that you paid to. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. That's the annoying part. Like, yo, I paid these motherfuckers to do this shit, and I gotta sit here and do this shit. You know what I'm saying? So I get the frustration. Yeah, I get it. Yep. But other than that, everything else is cool.
Man, I'm good, man. I feel good. I feel inspired, man. I want to be creative today. So
I feel you, dog. I totally feel you. As for me, I had a good week. I remember I told you last week during the therapy session episode that I like to do things on my days off. I don't just want to just sit around and mope and just do that kind of shit where you just get to sit in your annoying ass thoughts. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Because I always tell people, like, your mind is a bad place to be. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you sit somewhere and you start like thinking about shit, you overthink, and then all of a sudden you're like, you're questioning shit. Like it puts you in a bad place, especially if you come from a background of like, I mean, I know everybody's shit is different, but like for me, like I had a lot of things going on when I was a kid. So like sometimes I sit in my thoughts and I'm like, bro, I don't want to think about any of this shit. I don't know why I'm thinking about it, but it just pops up. Mm-hmm. But on my days off, man, I don't like to sit in my thoughts. I want to be free from them. Mm-hmm. So, I like to do shit. And like I said, every time I'm off, I go do something. Like we'll go bike riding, we'll go eat, we'll go shit. We'll just do random shit. So last week, Thursday, my day off, Jess was like, yo, after the pod, we did the pod. So that was, because doing the pod is a good way to distract from the everyday. We get to hang out, talk, and put content out there. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But after the pod, Jess, she had told me the day before, but she wanted to surprise me and take me out because Father's Day was that Sunday. I went to Anime Fest because I don't like doing dinner and all that shit on Father's Day. And we talked about this before too, but I don't do holidays. I think holidays are a scam. I don't want flowers. I don't want shit on Father's Day because everything's overpriced. I don't want to go nowhere to eat. Just leave me home and we watch a movie and chill. Same thing with Valentine's Day, Mother's Day. I think all that shit is bullshit. I think people who need a holiday or something to remind them to love somebody, that's some loser shit. Like if you only buy your girl flowers on Valentine's Day, you're a loser to me. I'm sorry. And this is nothing against people who actually buy flowers on Valentine's Day. I'm just saying, if that's the only time, and the only time you remember to buy your girl flowers is on Valentine's Day, nigga, you already failed. You know what I'm saying? Real talk. Like, I buy my wife flowers, bro, just whenever. Like, sometimes I buy flowers every week right after the flowers I just bought her died. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But that's the kind of, person I am. I just appreciate people all the time, not just on a holiday, but whatever. It's just a rant. But I don't do holidays. So she took me out Thursday, like with the kids, kind of surprised me. It's like, oh, we're gonna go here to eat dinner with Cheesecake Factory. Mm-hmm. So that was in Jacksonville, which is probably my favorite place to hang out in because this place is like Jacksonville's mad big. It's like the biggest place in Florida, but the place where we hang out in Jacksonville is like just rich people, bro. Like nice. Like there's no. It's not. There's just, bro. It's a different world, kid. Like it feels like I'm walking on like we're in Beverly Hills, like in LA type of shit or whatever. Okay. But it's that rich, like Gucci store and shit like that rich. Like we go there to hang out and eat, and when we got some extra bread, we'll just go shopping there because they got a couple stores we like going to. But we went to Cheesecake Factory, hung out there, ate. That shit was expensive, fucking Cheesecake Factory. But I had a good time. They bought me some gifts for Father's Day, but just bought them and gave them to me on that day. And a bunch of cool shit they gave me. And then from there, we just hung out. We went to the store. We we took Jaden to buy some clothes at American Eagle. He wanted a sweater there, so we went there. Then Adam wanted to go to GameStop. We went there. Then we went to another. We went to a bunch of different stores, but the last store we went to was GameStop. And me and Jess have this thing that we've been doing since Switch 2 came out, right? We'll go to a store and just be like, yo, I got a Switch 2. And every time we go, they always say, no, we don't have any. We're sold out. We don't know when we're getting more. It was just a thing. Like, we just started doing this. Every time we went out, we'll go eat. We'll walk into a GameStop. We'll buy junk or whatever. We'll just go look around. And we'll ask about Switch 2. So they always go, now we don't have it. Now we don't have it. Now all right, cool. Whatever. We went to this GameStop in Jacksonville. Adam is getting some stuff. Jaden was looking around. I don't know if he got anything. I don't think he did. I don't know. But me and Jess were looking at the stuff, and then she was like, ask if they have a Switch 2. I'm like, nah, I don't want to. They're not going to have it. That's what I kept saying. I'm like, they're not going to have it. Whatever. So the kids are done. We get up to the thing to pay for the stuff, and Jess just like, ask. I'm like, no, they're not going to have it. I don't want to ask. So she's like, she turned to the girl. She's like, do you guys have Switches? And she goes, the Switch 2? She goes, yeah. She's like, yeah, we got 8. I'm like, oh, shit. And me and Jess both looked at each other like we looked at each other like, what do we do now? Like, we never got to that part. Like, yo, when I tell you, she looked dead in my face and was like, oh, shit. They have 8. Like, what do we do? Like, what do we do? Like, she's like, you want one? I'm like, oh, you remember I told you I was gonna wait. I really wanted one, but I didn't want one. You know what I'm saying? Because I wasn't in a rush to get it, but I wasn't gonna overprice it because the scalpers are beating niggas in the head. Because I knew the Switch 2 was gonna be available like quicker than PlayStation and Xbox. Were just people were jumping out the window for dumb reasons. But so I ended up getting the Switch 2. I bought the bundle. It was like $520 or something like that.
The bundle was $520?
Yeah, the bundle was $520 because the regular one is I think $4 something, but when you get it with the Mario Kart, the game is like an extra $30 with the Switch instead of buying the game for $80.
They dropped the price of the Switch.
No,
I thought originally it was going to be $500.
Yeah, it was. I forgot how much it was. It was a little bit over $500. I'm trying to remember, but I can't.
The bundles that I've been seeing have been at least $700. The bundles that
that's what I'm. Yeah, that's because they're probably scalping the prices up. But it was the Mario Kart and the system. That's it. When I say bundle, no extra shit, no controllers, just that. So it was like I think it was like $530. It was like $4.99 or some shit like that, or $4.5. Yeah, it was something like that. Like the original, like without the game, it was like I think like $4.50 or $4.59. It was something like that. It was like a $30 to $40 difference with or without the game.
Okay.
But yeah, we ended up getting the Switch, dog, and I've been playing it every day. A little bit here, a little bit there, and I'm enjoying it. But there's just a couple of things that kind of worry me about it, like in future context because just the way you purchase the games now, like some of the games you buy physical is the actual game, not all of them, some, and then some of the games you buy are just key codes. So you get a cartridge, but it's not the actual game. It's just
I know what you mean.
You know what I mean? So when you put it in there, yeah. So even when I went back to download like games I owned already to have my catalog back, because I got mad Switch games. I invested a lot of time and money in my Switch. So I started downloading my Xenoverse, my Smash, Mario Karts, and just all the games I bought digitally. When you download them now, it shows you a cartridge of the game, and then it like clicks into this like fake little system on the thing. But a lot of the games, you can it technically downloads into the system like it always does, but you have to clear it with that key code first. So it's kind of like having the game physically, but if you just downloaded it, you have to re-download it, and everything stays. It kind of sounds stupid, but like if you have a cartridge with the key code, you have to have the cartridge with you. You can't just download it and leave it. You're like, it's weird. Like even though it's still a key code, you still need the cartridge to play it. Yeah, like even though you downloaded it, you still need to play it as if you bought it online. You can play it anywhere.
That's how the Xbox is, right?
Yeah, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Because like you put the disc in, and then it's going to download onto the system.
Yeah.
And then,
so
even though it's downloaded onto the system, you still have to put the disc in to play it.
Yeah, exactly.
And some of them, even though you have a disc, you have to have the disc. It has to be downloaded onto the system, and then you still have to be connected to the internet.
Right. So as for this though, the Nintendo, I haven't tried it yet, but I'm pretty sure you could play the games off the internet. Mm-hmm. Like once you download them, you can play them off the internet completely. As for Xbox, you still needed to be online. I don't think that's the case anymore. I'm not sure, but you needed to be online to play them. You know what I mean? Especially obviously you're gonna play online, but I don't know. The Switch 2 is everything I wanted the Switch 1 to be. You know, 5 years later. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said, the Switch 1 went for 8 years, and I think it started dying after 5. Like literally, like it couldn't play some of the games. It was terrible at holding frame rates. It was getting old fast. As for the Switch 2, I felt like that should have came out a long time ago. And I feel like the Switch 2 is just not going to stay relevant long enough to be a powerhouse. It's gonna dwindle just faster than the Switch 1 did, because I feel like it's not enough power in it to keep up with future games. You know what I mean?
I understand I understand I understand your point about the Switch 2 and moving forward. However, I really like Nintendo's strategy of squeezing as much out of a console before they introduce a new one.
Yeah, because and I agree with that.
I feel Sony and Microsoft is moving way too fast. They about to come out with the next gen consoles. Bro, we got nothing out of this gen. This is now I play Xbox. Xbox marketed the Xbox Series as the most powerful gaming console ever. And bro, we didn't get anything.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. We
didn't get nothing from neither one of them. And no, with Sony just got a bunch of remakes. It's like they're not doing anything to move the games themselves. I'm not going to say the gaming industry, because I do feel like the technology and the machines, they did push it forward with the quick resume and the dual the haptic feedback controller. So I feel like that kind of stuff, they did push it forward. But as far as the actual games themselves, like they didn't really do much. But my question for the Switch 2, bro, like how's the memory on that? Like, can you download like a bunch of games, or do you have to pay for, like, an expansion?
So you can slot. All right, so the memory right now is good. Like I've downloaded a bunch of games and it's still running. It's still smooth. You could put an SD card in it, but they recommend you put in this new, I forgot what it's called. I think it's called Flash SD, where it's like it's made for quick loading. You know what I'm saying? So the games load faster. I have to get one. I haven't bought one. I gave my old one because I gave my old Switch to Jess. So I gave it a memory card that's in that one. Excuse me. I gave it an SD card that was in that one because it works good for it. So I'm going to buy me one for this one. I haven't bought it yet. But it's running good. I downloaded I don't know. I got at least 50-something games probably on my Switch 1. I only downloaded maybe like 10. And I'm talking about like big games like Xenoverse, Smash Brothers, Mario Kart, the Zeldas, both of them, the Tears of Kingdom and Breath of the Wild. I downloaded all of them. These are big games, and they actually run really good, dog. I put on, just to try it out, I put on Xenoverse. Mm-hmm. Bro, even though the graphically it looks the same. It it's a little tighter, like it looks a little bit cleaner, but the frame rate and the way the game loads and how fast it moves and there's no lag, it felt refreshing to actually play it again. Like I haven't played Xenoverse in months, and I'm not even done with. I beat the game, but there's always they still support that game, which is absolutely crazy to me. But I played it on the Switch and it feels good. It feels like, oh man, I want to play this again now. You know what I'm saying? Like, because it actually works, and that's what I'm saying. Like, the Switch One was so old. Like, you want to play these games on your Switch because it just feels right, but like you can't because it lags and it's slow. Like Xenoverse sucked on Switch after they made that big download and did all this new stuff. Like they added a whole bunch of new shit, and the Switch 2 could not handle it. It was so laggy. It was so just bad.
Yeah.
And then same with Zelda. Like it was a really big ambitious game, and you can't enjoy it because the Switch 2 just could not keep up.
Now, in that aspect, I don't understand what Nintendo is doing. Because like
exactly,
your console is not that powerful for that aggressive, for a game that aggressive. So what
they know
what are you
that.
doing?
And that was my issue. It was like you keep releasing these blockbuster games on this shitty software. On this shitty hardware. Like, dude, what the like? I want to play Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom at its maximum capacity, dog. Like, and you're watering it down on this shitty like I'm telling you, Switch 2 was supposed to be out 5 years ago for all of the games that came out afterwards. You know what I'm saying? Like Pokemon, even Smash Brothers that came out eons ago when the Switch came out, plays a lot better. So it's almost like when they released the Switch 2, the Switch 1, they were like, okay, this console's kind of old already, but let's see where it takes us, and if it sells, we'll do a bigger, better one. But it looked like it sold so well. In the beginning, everything was good, but obviously technology gets old really fast, because let's keep it real, like cell phones, anything technology-wise gets old in a year, in 2 years, 3 years, you're lucky if your cell phone even still opens an app without you waiting 5 minutes or at least 10 seconds, which feels like 5 minutes in technology world. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You might, and now you got an 8-year-old Switch and you're trying to play, game like newer games that you can't even load. It takes 10 minutes to load a game in, dog.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, so like that's what I'm saying. Like the Switch 2 was a breath of fresh air because now you can go back and actually play all these games in their glory. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Versus, because everybody's complaining like, oh, Switch 2 dropped and they only gave us 2 games. Yeah, but if you go back, you could play all the games that you couldn't play before. Like your Pokemon, your Xenoverse, your even I forgot the other game. Was it Fire Emblem? That RPG game, that big one. That game looks amazing, but when you play it on Switch 2, it sucks because it's so the game is so immersive, but it's so dead on that Switch. But now you can play like it. It was just good to see it refresh all the old games, which is kind of annoying because you shouldn't have to go spend $500 to play all your old games.
Gotcha.
But since you did, you can, you will. You know what I'm saying?
You're not gonna let it go to waste. Yeah.
You're not gonna let it go to waste. Yeah. I threw in Pokemon, I threw in Pikachu Let's Go, and it ran. The game ran good on the Switch before, but it looked so much tighter now. It looked better now. It ran good. It loaded up quick. Like it felt like you were actually playing the game, not watching some shit load all day. You know what I mean? So yeah, like I said, I had my gripes with the Switch 2, just how long it took and how much I feel they didn't put into the system. You know what I'm saying? I felt like they could have packed more power into it so it can last 8 years, but I felt like they didn't. Saying that they did custom this and custom that. I think that was a cop out to saying like it's custom for the Switch, but it's not as powerful as an Xbox or PlayStation or whatever. But it's fine. I'm not complaining on that aspect. It's just I felt like it did more.
So, question with the Switch 2, like, okay, with what you know, and with, okay, I'm trying to ask this question. With the Nintendo brand, what they do and how they're trying to do it, where they're trying to go, do you see the Switch 2 say, yo, this thing has potential and you should invest in it?
I'm gonna be honest with you, dog. If it wasn't for that fact that Jess and I went to that GameStop and just stumbled upon the Switch, I would have not got it. I was already in my mind. I was like, "Yeah, I'm not gonna get it. I'm gonna wait." Mark my words, bro. Today, if it doesn't happen before Christmas, it's definitely gonna happen after. But they're gonna drop a OLED display Switch 2. I say in like 6 to 8 months before not the physical year, but before the year of the Switch is over. There's gonna be an OLED display out. I promise you. It's gonna either be out with a new Mario game or bundled with a new Mario game with fly new controllers and all of the things that they do when Mario is being released. You know what I mean? Because that's how they roll. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna, like you said, they're gonna milk it. And I already know. That's why I wanted to wait. I was gonna be like, yo, if I don't get one for regular price or whatever, I'm gonna wait for the OLED display. Because even though the screen on the current Switch 2 looks good, it doesn't look amazing. Like you can see the grays, you can see the flushed out black. Like it doesn't look as good as the OLED or like the old Switch OLED. Like it had blacks. You know what I'm saying? It looks good. It's not a bad. People complaining that it don't look better, and they got their right to do so, but it's not an OLED display. They had to dumb down the price so they could make up, the price. That's why there's no OLED, because it probably would have been $600 if it was OLED. But yeah, there's definitely going to be an OLED display. I say within the year ending of the Switch being released, not physical year. You know what I mean? But I'm sure once they release that Mario game, there's going to be an OLED. I promise you, dog. There's going to be a big reveal of like, oh, here's Switch 2 OLED with Mario, blah, with red controllers. Watch, you'll see. I promise you, dog. Nintendo's gonna milk it. Yeah, definitely. So, I think this console is gonna last 10 years? I don't think so, but will they milk it for 10 years? Oh yeah, definitely. It's gonna be like the Switch. If I learned anything from the Switch 1, they're gonna milk this shit for at least 8 years. So, congratulations. This will probably be my last Switch, either before I die or I stop playing.
So you don't think it's worth the investment?
Right now, no. If you're content with Switch or you don't play it as much, I would wait for OLED. Yeah,
okay.
Definitely.
Okay.
Am I excited I got one? Yeah, of course. I'm a gamer, dude. Like I love buying new. I just love tech.
Yeah.
In general, like I get excited for buying laptops. Like when I buy shit, I get like the best. Like my laptop, I waited like 2 weeks before I purchased one because there's so many, out there. I wanted to make sure I had the best of the best, or I didn't want to spend too much money. Like I'm not spending $5,000 on a laptop. That's just stupid to me. But I am gonna spend like $1,500. You know what I'm saying? I want to make sure it can do everything I want it to do at the best, but I don't need it to last. Like I don't need it to be $5,000. You know what I mean? Right. That's just dumb.
So
but, yeah, I like
my last question about Nintendo. Like why do you think Nintendo doesn't want to compete in the console wars? Like why you think they're not putting out a powerful console, really? Like, so forget the competing part.
Okay.
Why you think they don't want to put out like a powerful console? Like because I understand earlier video games wasn't a thing. Nobody had all this powerful technology or yada yada yada.
Right.
But now you got like how Microsoft is partnering with AMD to create these powerful consoles. So like why Nintendo is like, you know what? We don't care about power. We're just gonna put this little. It's basically like a Game Boy to me. Like we're just gonna put this Game Boy.
Yeah, it pretty much is. Yeah. I mean, if you look at it, they pretty much discontinued the DS. That shit's a done deal wrap because they.
Yeah.
All right. So to answer your question real quick, I don't think Nintendo's ever gonna do the most powerful console thing. I think they're not. I think they just and this is not even though they're a multi-billion-dollar company. I think they see there's no money to be made when you're the most powerful. Because let's keep it real, they're not making money off the hardware. They make money off the software.
Right.
I think Nintendo's making money off their hardware because it's a little older, it's cheaper, and they mark the price way up. Like the Switch 2 shouldn't be more than like $300 if you ask me.
Okay, well, let me ask you this question, right? So I can respect them. I respect your answer, but what I'm trying to ask is, you said that the Switch wasn't able to handle the aggressiveness of the game. So I'm asking, why won't Nintendo make the machine more powerful to handle the aggressive game? So like you say, once Xenoverse got the update, it didn't play good. And was it Breath of the Wild? You couldn't really enjoy it because it was just too much for the machine to handle. So I guess that's what I'm asking. Like, why won't they put out a machine that's powerful enough to handle the games that they're making? And like, they ain't making no sense to me.
And it don't make no sense to me either. I think at this point, Nintendo is just becoming the real greedy company, bro. Like they literally are nickel and diming you to the point where it's like, yo, we know your console ain't shit. We're gonna sell you this new one so you can play all your old games. Like literally, like that's what is going on. Like I literally bought a Switch 2 to enjoy all the games I couldn't enjoy on my Switch 1. Yo, Pokemon, when I bought Pokemon, bro, the game was so bad. Like, it looked terrible, first of all. Second, I let that slide because, like, I wanted to play a Pokemon game.
Right.
But it ran so bad between the glitches, the freezing, the frame rates, just everything. It felt like they were still developing the game and they just gave you the game because it was so bad. Now when you play it on Switch 2, it runs great. It's not the best looking game, but it runs and looks a tad bit better. And that's the way I wanted to play the game. So now I'm going back and I beat Pokemon. Well, I beat the first half of Pokemon, but now I want to go back and actually play it over again to enjoy it a little bit better. Which is kind of like a weird thing because like this is how I wanted to play the game from the beginning. You understand me?
Right.
Like I wanted to play without the trouble of the glitching, the freezing, the getting stuck between mountains while I was climbing them. Like that shit was crazy, bro. I was getting stuck, climbing mountains with my Pokemon. I was getting stuck and then like in the mountain and then falling off the map. Like this shit was nuts, bro. It was bad, bro. It was bad, dog. But Nintendo never, and that's the problem with Nintendo. They never issue any response to the people complaining. They just keep doing them. They ignore everything. They just keep, like if that was, like for instance, when Cyberpunk came out and it was trash, they all the company came out and made a statement apologizing and all that good shit, even offer refunds, and on top of that made the game better. Like Cyberpunk now is a really great game, but when it came out, not so much because it wasn't ready. And this is the problem we're having in the game industry, is that we are releasing games before they're done. We want to release games before they're done and then troubleshoot them while people are actually playing them. Like they're stress testing these games on launch day. Oh, day one patches. And
terrible.
Bro, that shit's crazy to me. Bro, there was no day one patches when I plugged up Super Nintendo. You know what I mean? When I bought the game was ready to play. When I first played Zelda game on Nintendo, that was the game, and and that was it. Like there was no going back and fixing. If there was a problem in the game, you either had to recall the game or deal with it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like that was just the way. Even PlayStation 1, for example, quick story. On Gran Turismo, if people didn't know this, if big Gran Turismo people, PlayStation 1 Gran Turismo 1, the best simulation racing game in the world, right? It's still, I think they're on 6 or 7 now. Gran Turismo 1 has a glitch in the game that you cannot complete 100% of the game because there's a license that you cannot fully 100%. And it drove my boy crazy. My boy Josh, shout out to Josh. He's a big car guy. He probably played every Gran Turismo game after that. But we would sit in his house trying to beat the race, and we're whipping the fucking thing's ass, and it will still say 98%. His garage was never complete.
Oh,
bro, this boy was tight. It would never go. And we come to find out, it was a glitch in the game from Sony that obviously they couldn't fix because there was no live at the time.
Mm-hmm.
But that was the game. The game was 100%. We just couldn't get that one license or that one car or whatever. We couldn't beat that time. It was something wrong with it. But yeah, it's just shit like that made the game the game.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but see, those kind of things were, to me, they were kind of cool. Because it wasn't supposed to be in the game, but it had just happened to end up being in the game. Yeah.
But think about it. It made us play the game more because me and my boy Josh were trying to get this 100% on his game, and we couldn't. We played that shit for hours, bro. We racing the fuck out that level, getting the best time in the world, and we could not get that 100%. But like I said, nobody complained. It was just something that we couldn't do. Yeah. And it just made the game more fun. But nowadays you just get incomplete games. You know, like I felt, you know what game I bought that I felt so incomplete when I was playing it, and I felt I was really, really upset about it?
What's that?
When I played Dragon Ball FighterZ, I felt like that game was so incomplete. You know what I'm saying? Like it had like a couple people, all the unlockables came later in DLC. The online was trash. There was a couple of, I mean, the game is great. If it was a great game, but I just felt like there wasn't enough in the game on launch day. And that's how I feel about games. That's why sometimes I don't even play the game day one anymore, because it just it's just incomplete. I felt the same way about Halo when Halo Infinite came out.
Yeah, yeah.
It was like one level, one match game, and it wasn't even a campaign. It was just online. It was literally one level you can play on. And I'm like, bro, what the fuck? And I understand it was beta testing and, you know, stress. Like, I get all that, but I'm like they're releasing games that are incomplete because they just want to see how much they can squeeze out of it. They're incomplete as fuck, boy. Incomplete as hell. So, but yeah, I mean, other than that, my last take, I like my Switch. To people who are gamers, yes, the Switch 2 is a good console. Is it the greatest? It's greater than the Switch 1. So there you go. There's that. But will I jump out the window and spend $700 to play it or to get one? Hell nah. I wish people would stop buying Switches or any console at that for over the price that retail. If you really want the game, just wait. I promise you, you're going to find it. It'll be back out. It's just not worth it, bro. It's not worth it. Because by the time you find one, the new one will be out.
Yeah.
And then you can play it in all its glory. So, yeah, that's my final take on Switch 2. I like it, but I know this is probably, if I see a Switch 3 or anything Nintendo makes new in the next, bro, just think about it. I'm 42. Another Switch won't be out to above my 50s, my nigga. Jeez. Think about that. Think about that, nigga. I'll probably be like 54 before I see a Switch 3. I promise you. They're going to milk the fuck out this Switch 2. They're going to make like at least 3 variants of it in the next 2 to 3 years. And I'm going to be playing it until I'm my 50s, bro. Dead ass. Watch. You'll see. We'll mark this shit in the calendar. Even if I survive that long, God forbid, the universe takes me out early. But I promise you, I won't see a Switch 3 either before I die or after my 50s. I won't. So I have to take it for what it's worth. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'll probably see, not for nothing, we'll see GTA 6 before Switch 3. Let's put it like that. Yep. Yep. If anything happens first, it's either me dying, GTA 6, but it won't be Switch 3. I promise you, kid. Put your money on that.
Oh man. So you ready to get to the topic,
Nintendo's
man?
done. Yeah, let's do this, son. All right. Well, so we talking B. Simone, right?
Yep. First topic, man. We talking about B. Simone, man.
B. Simone.
Yeah. Let me see.
So you explained to me, because like I said, I didn't really watch the video. I know it was just like a whatever a clip, but explain to the viewers what exactly
okay
she was complaining about.
The short version, B. Simone and her best friend is having a conversation on her Let's Try This Again podcast, and then somehow the conversation starts shifting toward finances, and B. Simone gives her testimony of what her life has been like financially lately. And she says at one point there was in Bloomingdale's, and she was looking at all the prices, she was checking her bank account, and she was like, we can't shop in here, we're gonna have to go to H&M. But when she was saying that, like, she was getting choked up about it. I have a clip. I have a clip.
You have? I was just about to look it up, but you have one?
Yeah, I have the clip.
Play it so I could really see, because I don't want to say nothing crazy or judge her, but I'm gonna say something crazy and judge the fuck out of her if she's stupid.
Okay, so here we go.
And this is a Wild 'N Out chick, you said, right? Like
yeah,
she works.
She's on.
She has
on
a job on Wild 'N Out,
and she's been on there for several seasons, like a whole.
Okay, so
like, yeah,
safe to say she has some money. You know what I'm saying? She's not probably rich, but
like the budgeting. You see how I am nitpicking every little thing. I've never been like that. We were in Bloomingdale's yesterday. I'm like, we have to go to H&M.
Yeah,
like I notice it in me now, just nitpicking, and it's not even. I just don't have it like to spend the liquid.
Yeah,
I'm used to having liquid. I'm used to seeing a certain amount in my account, but you're just.
Okay, so that's pretty much.
Wait. So she. Bro. Listen. Let me tell when I feel like I don't have the money, I don't have the liquid like I used to, I just, don't go there. Or I go to, Circle K, one Shell gas station just doesn't feel like it's in reach anymore. And
I hate to say it, man.
It's all the same shit. Like the soda is the same. It's Circle K. Like, look, I'm trying to get the tears to come out, but I can't even make it happen. Bro, shut your goofy ass up, bro. That's what I gotta say to her. She is what's wrong with the world right now. Like, okay, I had to leave Bloomingdale's and shop at H&M. Like, first of all, I never shopped at H&M, but H&M is not a bad store to shop at. I mean, I'm assuming they got nice shit because a lot of people shop at H&M. It's just, I think when people like her, and I'm just gonna call it what it is. She obviously got bread, but if she doesn't have the liquid like she said she used to have, obviously you're bad at investing. If you gotta dumb down your shopping, so one of two things is happening. One, you never had the money you thought you had. Or two, you're just not keeping up with your own finances and you suck at life. If you got to go, you know what I'm saying? Like, listen, I hate shopping at Walmart. I hate it. But I'm not going to be like, I'd rather go shop at Target when I could just go to Walmart and get it a little bit cheaper. Like, it just don't make sense. Like, you shop where you shop because you either like it or you don't. You know what I'm saying? Like, I never understood downplaying, certain things. Like, if you like to shop at, I don't know, a certain sneaker store that have expensive sneakers, and then you go to Foot Locker, and you go, ugh, the shoes in here are fucking poor. Like, you're not gonna find high-end sneakers at a Foot Locker. Like, you're not gonna find Travis Scott's at a Foot Locker. You're not gonna find, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's dumb, bro. Like, I hate shit like that. It's I don't know. It's just dumb. It's just, she's stupid.
Okay, this is my opinion. I think I don't think that her have to shop at H&M was the problem. And I just think she used a really bad example to explain the way her life is going.
Yeah, like you sound dumb as hell.
Yeah.
It's just ignorant. So, you know what I'm saying? Like,
I think I think she instead of her explaining, because I think she took her own money and invested into this new brand she's working on, the Let's Try This Again, the podcast, and I think she has an app coming out. So I think she took her money and invested it into that. And now that she took her liquid, what she said, she took her liquid cash and invested into this brand. So the brand and all of the other things she has, so she can liquidate those assets and get the money again, but she does it. She don't want to give up those things. And I think she didn't explain that part. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, she didn't really explain like the business part of it. Like, she used something that was very vague and out of touch. Like, most people don't, most of her fans don't understand Bloomingdale. They're probably first time hearing the Bloomingdale's. Hey man, what's Bloomingdale's? They probably never even heard of it. So I just think that she used a really bad example to explain what's going on with her finances. Yeah. So I don't think she is the fact that she really has to shop at H&M is like she's crying about that. Yeah. I just think the fact that she's looking at her bank account and she don't have that financial security, and that's what's troubling her. She just used a bad example to explain it.
Oh yeah, total bad example. But that's what I'm saying. Like, a lot of these, there's a level of richness. You know what I'm saying? There's like, her, where you're not rich but you're not poor. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? You got a decent little gig with Nick Cannon and whatever. Mm-hmm. But then there's like ultra rich, like the Jay-Z's and the Nas, the Lil Waynes, and these guys. Mm-hmm. I'm pretty sure they'll be like, this bitch shops at Bloomingdale's. Like, that's not even like, like. So, you know what I'm saying? There's levels to it. That's like somebody shopping at Target looking down on somebody shopping at Walmart. Like,
oh man, this is crazy.
Nobody cares, bro. Like, it's just, you go to Target and it looks a lot better and it feels a lot better. It feels more. Then you go to Walmart and you see the fat nigga with the Crocs that don't fit him, that he's walking on his ankles with the girl that, wearing her pajama. Yeah, it's a different vibe. I get it. But they both sell you shit you need. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it is, bro. Okay, so for instance, when I say I go to this place over there to shop, I could understand what she's trying to say, but her delivery, like the way she explained it, was just mad. It was just stupid.
Yeah, it was just out of.
She's used to a certain. Yeah, see me. I'm comfortable anywhere I go. Mm-hmm. I've been to the hoods. I've shopped in the hoods, and I've shopped in the expensive places. And there's two different vibes. Like, if I shop in the hood, I'm worried about getting robbed. You know what I'm saying? I'm worried about somebody stealing my bags, whatever. Mm-hmm. When I shop in the rich places, I'm not nervous about stuff like that. I'm more like worrying if people are judging me. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And like, oh, what are you doing here? So it's different. It's different. Like, that's how I feel when I'm in these two different places. But do I care? No, I don't, because I got the money to shop here and I got the money to shop there. So it's like, does it matter? I'm buying shit I want. If I don't want that from one of these stores, I just go to fucking Target. I don't give a fuck. I go to the Lego store. I go here. I go there. Mm-hmm. But yeah, no, she's just she's in her own head and out of touch, really. Like, she's probably never been broke. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Talk about she's shopping at H&M. Like, bitch, go. You want a ghetto store? Go shop at VIM. This these are stores you shop in the hood or cookies. Go into one of those stores and then we'll talk. Like we used to buy clothes from these places, and they were name brand clothes. Some of them were probably fake as fuck, but you like that. You know, you want to downplay shit. Like, you know, that's just goofy to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, downplaying where you shop to make it look like you got money or whatever. Like I'll eat at Cheesecake Factory, Longhorn, and McDonald's. Like, it doesn't matter to me. You know what I'm saying?
It also sounds like she might be traumatized a little bit. Like
probably.
Like it seems to me like she's trying to portray an image of success to I guess like a certain someone. Like maybe somebody in her life, like people that maybe wronged her or whatever, and she's trying to let them know that like whatever obstacle you put in my way is not going to stop me. So maybe she's trying to portray that image of I can't be stopped. I'm still successful, even despite what you've done to me. Maybe that's what she's trying to let those people know.
Yeah, that's all good. You want to you know, show your haters you got bread or you got money. That's fine, dude. Like, do it up. You know, show it. You know, buy the things. You know, go buy the clothes, buy the hat, whatever, the shoes. There ain't nothing wrong with indulging, bro. You can't take none of this shit with you when you die. So go ahead. You got money, spend it. Just be responsible and don't be so ignorant. Like, because there's people out there that don't have that opportunity. Like, you know what I'm saying? Something like, for instance, you know, if you go out and you buy yourself a car that's fly and you know your man don't have a car like that, you don't go to him and rub it in and be like, yo, I got a flyer car than you. You shop at what? Honda? Nigga, I bought my shit at Mercedes. Like you don't do shit like that, boy. Like, just be grateful you can go out there and buy a car. Some niggas don't have cars.
Yeah.
So, but I just thought that was dumb. But, you know, whatever. She'll learn because they're going to roast her now on the internet. She's probably going to have to rebrand her podcast, start over again. It's called Start Over.
Let's try this again.
Yeah, she's gonna have to try that shit again. That whole podcast. She's dumb as hell for that shit.
All right, so I guess we're moving on to the next topic, man.
Let's do this.
Let's talk Trump, man.
Let's talk
Trump. Let's talk Donald Trump.
Talk Trump. Yeah, talk Donald Trump. You know, I as I get older, I was never into political shit. Obviously, I never really cared. I always thought it was trash, whatever. I still think it's due to a certain extent, but I feel like, you know, with Obama, it was like, okay, we got a mixed president. Everybody's like, oh, he's black, he's this. I don't care. That's great. But with Trump, I think he just brings out like the comedic and realness of being a politician. Like, you have good days, you have bad days. Like, he's not like, bro, the video of him cursing is epic, dog. Is epic. Yo, do you have it pulled up?
No, I do not.
No? All right, see if you can find it real quick while I just talk about it. But I never like I said, I've never been into political shit, but I just feel like, even though these are real world issues, you know, and I'm not, you know, disrespecting, you know, people dying overseas and all this shit. I think that sucks. I mean, I 100% disagree with Israel bombing Iran and Iran doing the crazy shit. I get it. They've been fighting for like thousands and thousands of years, but like at some point, don't you get tired of this shit? And I feel like Trump is trying to kind of, you know, smooth shit out, but it's like, it's hard to smooth shit out between two people who just don't know how.
Right.
Like, if you ask me, and this is just my opinion, I don't know how you people feel about this. I don't care. I'm just being open and honest, but this is no hate towards any one particular race, religion, or party. This is just me, and I don't care how you take it, really, but I'm just saying. I think Israel is like super annoying, dog. Like, and I only oh god, okay, hold on. Let's watch this video. It don't have to be the whole thing. Just, you can skip it to the part where the girl asks him about, you know, Israel and the bomb shit.
Off, right?
Yeah, then he walks off. Yeah. So just, I hope they play it on.
so hard.
So go back a little bit.
Basically, have two countries that have been fighting so long and so hard that they don't know what the they're doing. Do you understand that?
Oh, they blurred it out. It's fine. But okay. And this is what I'm talking about. Like, it's so real with him. You cannot tell me that is not the realest shit somebody said as a president, dog. Like, the next realest thing I ever heard is when Bill Clinton admitted that he got his dick sucked by the chick under the desk. Like, come on, bro. Like, look, he is saying what is on everybody's mind, bro. These two countries can't get their shit together, bro. Like, they're shooting missiles and killing each other for no reason more than religion and land.
Yeah,
bro, religion is. I'm telling you. Listen, what I say is, religion is probably the worst thing in the world, right next to having money and being greedy. Religion in it, and I'm not saying it like in its whole is bad. I'm just saying like it's good to believe in something. I'm not saying that God or whatever you believe in is bad. I'm just saying like people are taking religion and using it for everything that they want out of life. So this is how I feel about deacons, pastors, popes, just all these people that make all this money and get all this power off religion. They use it for bad. They're not using it for good. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's what these two countries are doing. They all right, so back to what I was gonna say. Israel is just like they are like, and nothing against Israelis and shit like that. Nothing against those people. I'm not talking about the people. I'm just talking about the powers in the country, Israel. They're a joke, bro. They use us to bully other countries so they can go in there and kick down doors. You know what I'm saying? They've been using us for years, bro. Israel's the only country that we go and slap. Bro, USA is like the big brother that got to go slap all the niggas in the hood because they fucking with your little brother or your little sister. Israel's the little sister.
I can see that.
I don't even want to call them a brother because they act like bitches. Israel is the little sister of the world, bro. Like everybody got to come and help Israel bully Iran. And I'm not, and like I said, when I say Iran, I mean the country in power. I'm not talking about the people. I'm talking about like the bullies, like the Houthis and all these people who have, they do bad things and say, oh, we do it for Iran. No, that's not what you're doing it for. You're doing it for your own greedy purpose. You know what I'm saying? I could run out right now and do some wild shit and say, I did it for the USA. Like, no, you didn't. You went and killed some people for no reason. Like, no, you didn't do it for US. You know what I'm saying? That's the vibe I'm on when it comes to these two countries. They do shit for them. They don't do shit for their people. You know what I'm saying? Because if they did shit for their people, they would not have buildings laid out looking like dust mounds. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're not doing nothing for your people. Like, when your people are living under curtains and bunkers, you're not doing that for your people, bro. You're not. The countries around them, like Jordan and all these, and Qatar and all these other places, they're doing things for their people. We might not agree with their ways, but they do things differently. They're not blowing up each other. Israel and Iran are just like, they just don't like. They're gonna end up blowing each other up, and all we're gonna do is get the bulldozer and wipe all the dust off, and they're gonna build over again. Like, and Israel's just being a bully at this point, and then Iran is just doing what Iran know how to do: drop bombs and have terrorist attacks. I mean, it's just dumb, bro. Like, we need to just stop dealing with our Israel and let them deal with Iran, and let Iran deal with Israel, and let them just wipe each other off the face of the earth and not do nothing. But we can't do that because that's not realistic. We have oil over there. They have, all types of things, but I don't know, man. I don't trust Netanyahu, whatever that motherfucking name is. I don't trust him. He reminds me of like you ever see the villains in the movies where they're small, they're not tough, but they're just small and they do really evil things. Like they'll kill your cat and then like be like, oh my God, he got killed by the tree, but he killed your cat. Like he's the evil that you don't see because he fronts like he's good.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He's not flat out evil. He's not flat out evil in your face. He's that, like, I get vibes. When I watch him on TV, he looks like a fucking scumbag. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like, I don't know, man. I don't trust him. And that whole Israel's, that whole country, just, we need to stop.
My friend sent me a video. And in the video is a guy talking about that they found a mountain of this rare earth metal over there in Iran. And that's what this fighting is about. Like they want to take it from Iran, but I don't know.
I mean, listen, they've done shit like that before, and I wouldn't put it past it. The only thing that makes me second think that is that if that was the case, I believe Iran would have put that on TV. You know what I mean? Because that would have been something like if they were after, their minerals or their oil.
I got you.
I think because Iran, that's one thing about Iran. They don't hide. Well, I don't want to say they don't hide shit when they're literally hiding shit in the mountains, but they'll tell you like, yo, they're really just after this. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like that, like they did when President Bush was trying to get in there one day. You know what I'm saying? They were like, oh, they're really after the oil. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So, that was different. But yeah, I could believe that. I mean, it's not far-fetched, to be honest.
Well,
but...
I mean, I hope they stop fighting, man, because I saw a video, man. It's like, I don't know what this guy was driving to. Maybe he was on his way to work, but as he's driving, he's driving like over a bridge, and you just see missiles falling out the sky, things blowing out. Like, bro, I can't imagine, dog. You on your way to work, and you see missiles falling out the sky, and everything around you is just on fire.
Breaking to pieces.
Nah.
Yeah, that shit is wild, boy. But
I hope they stop fighting, bro.
I hope so too. And like I said, people are mad at Trump for doing the things he does. And I mean, at least he's trying to stop these idiots from fighting. But when you have so many people in control of shooting missiles, it's hard to have a ceasefire. You know what I'm saying? It's not just Bibi that has to tell his people to stop. Then he got to relay that message to the people out in the field that probably have no communication with him. You probably got rogue, officers out there during a ceasefire still shooting. So it trickles down a network. It's not just like, oh, hit the red button, ceasefire, and everybody just goes home. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. It doesn't work that way. You got people out there that probably have no communication, still thinking they're at war. When there's a ceasefire, he starts blamming, and then everything picks back up again. So yeah, I could see it could be very difficult for a ceasefire, but at least he's trying. And I hope it, not for nothing. Like, I'm not a big fan of Trump. I'm not a big fan of anybody on one particular anyway. Mm-hmm. But I hope he does get this shit to stop it. That'd be fucking awesome. But yeah, that's my take on that, bro.